Hello everybody, and for the final time this season, welcome back to Guys on Gaffr. And Abhishek and David are both with me for our season review pod. And yeah, how are you both doing on this fine Sunday afternoon?
Yeah, doing fine. I mean, not going to talk about the Arsenal game because we're going to lose that anyway. But the women's team won our first FA Cup, so that was nice to watch. And that's a nice feeling as well. Uh, um, yeah, apart from that, watching the cricket, eagerly waiting for the Euros and the ICC World T20 to start. So two important tournaments happening in the summer. So looking forward to it in terms of sporting action. And apart from and not doing so much fantasy planning, it was a nice break. Gonna enjoy the break. Hopefully, come with a good spirit next season. So, how are you guys?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. It's nice weather here for once, and I've been outside in the good weather and visiting a botanical garden. That's like a 20-minute drive from here. That's a very nice day, and yeah, I'm also looking forward to not having as much fancy deadlines, but I'm still playing Norwegian fantasy, which is going through the summer, and also if it happens. The Champman thing that's been kind of teased. I don't know if it's actually going to happen, but like if it happens, I will definitely play that.
Fair.
We'll have my gifts on the ready. Yeah.
Yes,
How about you, Joe?
that was a good time, wasn't it, during COVID when we had Champman?
Yeah.
Not sure I would play it again, but it was very good
Oh,
at
really?
the time. Yeah. I don't know. Season 3 I didn't really complete, but yeah. Anyway. Yeah, things are all good here. It's been nice not to be stressed about Everton, having survived quite comfortably in the end. And we also had the Northern Lights stretch as far as even the south of England on Friday night. And I'm sure you've seen the Northern Lights plenty of times, David, in Norway, because that's the place to be for
Actually, no.
Really?
Actually, no. I've never seen the Northern Lights, and I really want to see them.
You've never seen them? You live in Norway, of all places, where it's like supposed to be really common.
Yeah, wow. It should be like it's more in the north of Norway actually. But like I think it was one night when I had some friends over and they went out and saw the Northern Lights. But because I was like staying inside, I didn't see them. So they were like here, but I didn't see them. So I should probably get an app or something like to know when they are here. But like I should be able to see them sometime when I'm living here.
Yeah, my mum is like, she loves the Northern Lights. I mean, she's not seen them loads, but she like has the apps and everything like ready just in case, and is always looking out for it. So she sent a message at about 10:30, 11:30 maybe even actually at night on Friday night, and so I was like, okay, I'll head outside. I live in quite a dark neighbourhood, so was able to see something like and took some pictures in my camera, because you can only sometimes it's a lot clearer when you take a picture or a video, but I don't really have a very good phone camera, so I got some decent pictures, but in comparison to other people who had absolutely stunning photos,
it's like it's like the blurry if it's like that picture that you took with I think who was the right back,
Jed Spence.
Oh yeah.
It's like on a potato. Do you still have the same phone?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys see the like solar? Was it moon eclipse or some solar eclipse thing? Did you see that in your place?
No, we didn't have it here.
No, I hardly see those things in my place. Because living so far down the eastern part, probably I think I have seen the lunar eclipse 1 year.
Yeah, solar eclipse that as well. I think
I haven't watched the solar eclipse because
I saw it on the video of NASA thing, but like it wasn't the same.
Yeah. I remember having a partial I can't remember if it's a solar or lunar eclipse, but a partial one about maybe when I was in primary school, but not like a full one like there was recently in some places. Which was it a full one for you, David, or was it just a partial one?
We didn't see it here, but like I think it was a full now.
It was a full in America, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's get into it. So in this pod, we're going to go through our Game Week 46 scores, give some reflections on our Gaffr seasons, And then we're going to look at our table predictions and laugh at how wrong we were, as normal, with the championship being as unpredictable as it is. And we'll also see who was closest with our table predictions. And then we will have a quiz at the end to see how much you can remember from your championship seasons. So yeah, hopefully plenty to look forward to. Let's go through our Game Week 46 scores. And to break with tradition, David is up first today.
Oh, what?
So yeah, why don't you take us through your Game Week 46 score, and yeah, your thoughts on your Gaffr season overall.
I can just start with the thoughts on the last game week, because that was poor from me. I didn't even make a transfer this week. I forgot that it was the last game week of the season, so I just rolled the transfer.
Oh dear.
But to be fair, I'm not sure if I did something it would be any better. But like don't even know who people bought in. It was like some weird players that wouldn't normally start or something, like Middlesbrough or something. Yeah, but I at least chose my captains earlier, so that was okay. But like, it was an okay week. Nothing like spectacular apart from like Furlong 21 points. That was nice.
I mean, that's pretty spectacular.
Yeah, I don't know how many people had that, but that was like the best score in a long time.
Really nice.
What did he even do? Like, he's gonna assist, won a penalty, scored a goal.
Definitely only got a clean sheet, right? Yeah.
Yeah, 4 performance points. That's crazy. That's the best haul I had from defender all season. It was a good time to get it then. But like, I had right captain who got 5 points. Philogene didn't do anything, and Walker Peters on the bench. That was a bit stupid, but like. Hutchinson, which I had from the week before, got 10 points, and Armstrong. So, yeah, it was okay. I was a bit underwhelmed by the week before with the double, and thankfully Wright got an assist, or what was it, something, 27 points was the captain. He got a goal on performance enhancement, so that was an okay week. But yeah, I ended on 77 points and 248 overall rank. So just as inside the top 250. So I was happy when I at least got that. But like, looking back at the season, I've dropped quite a bit. I think it was game week 5. I was at ranked 37, and just like after that, I've just dropped out of the top 100 into the top 150, back down to 80, 70, and then just like flipping between like top 200 and 250. So yeah. It's been hard to like go up in rank, because I've like usual I've gone a bit rogue with captaincies, because I've like gotten bored of like always captaining Dewsbury Hall, and like but it's been as we've talked about earlier, like this season it's been like always the template picks that have always done well. So like if you have a good rank mid-season and just have those players, you can just ride the wave and just like finish strong. So it's been hard to like chase, and I've
every season really.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah. So you just have to have a good start and just keep the players, and not to be like me and just like not be happy with like the normal stream of points. But I can't remember what I got last season, but I think I got a bit. I think I was closer to 100 last season. I can check actually, but yeah. I think I'm okay with that rank. It was nothing spectacular. It was 22th and 23 last season, yeah. 169 I got that season, so could be better, could be worse. Yeah.
Fair enough. Who's next? I am next. Oh gosh, that's a terrible score. I got 46 points in game week 46. I was overall rank 122 going into the week, and I was trying to get top 100, so I took a bit of a punt on Fatawu, who didn't start, and I captained him. So he came on for 1 point, and then he got booked, so I got a 0 point captain from him. I also brought in Johnston for 5 points, again as a bit of a punt, as I was chasing. And yeah, finished the season on 148. So yeah, it's a really, really bad end to the season. 10 points for Kyle Walker-Peters on the bench there. I think where things really went wrong was I just completely inexplicably forgot the deadline in game week 45. And I kid you not, I mean, we recorded the pod before that where I was talking about this. I would have bought Hutchinson. I was going to buy Hutchinson.
Yeah.
And I just completely forgot. I have no excuse. I wasn't that busy either. It just got to 6:35, and then I realised, oh man, I missed the deadline. And I do not miss fantasy deadlines. I'm really good at remembering normally, and so I was kind of like, well, that feels like season done.
Wasn't that like across multiple games as well? Like you missed deadlines left, right, center?
Super League as well. Thankfully, the Premier League deadline was the Saturday, so I was alright in that respect for FPL, but. I also missed the Super League deadline, and I think I ended up captaining Mbappe, and he didn't play or something. Yeah, so yeah, bit of a disaster really. In terms of my overall season, 148th is where I ended up, and yeah, it's a bit of an annoying one really. I was aiming for top 100 from the start of the season, having missed out on that the 2 seasons before. I was 36th after game week 36, so with 10 games to go, I was 36th, looking quite good. I think I had one less boost than most of the field, but like I should have been finishing top 100 from there. And then it just all went south really. And even with 4 game weeks to go, I was 66th after game week 42. So I really should have finished top 100 here, but I just collapsed really. And I seem to have a history of finishing badly in this game. It's happened, I feel like, at least 3 of the 4 seasons I finished poorly. There's at least another season where I dropped out of the top 100 right at the end, and obviously season 1 I finished poorly. So
do you like see a pattern on why? Do you like overthink or something? What was like?
I'm not sure.
Because I don't think so. That's my problem. But like, but you always like analyze the fixtures and like boosts and stuff. So like, you have good insights on this. Like, why?
I think because the template becomes really strong later on in the season. I think I try and differentiate and just get it wrong, and choose the wrong ways to differentiate and just get hurt a lot more. Like selling the wrong players who then bang, and the punts just not delivering at all. But I didn't need to chase or anything this time, really. I don't really know what happened. I think this season maybe I should have stuck with the crowd on the chip strategy. Like away days in the second set obviously went disastrously. That was a big problem. And then this time I didn't do away days 33 like everyone else. My away days didn't go too badly, but it's more my triple that didn't perform. And I think that was probably an issue. But yeah, difficult one to explain really. Definitely the last few weeks my head was a bit out of it. Like I was making moves, but wasn't thinking through them enough really. But that's it's my own fault. It's not really an excuse or anything. So yeah, I don't know. Just seems to be one of those things where I finish quite poorly. So yeah, hopefully get back into the top 100 next season. It's a long old season, 46 game weeks, and yeah, I spent a lot of it in the top 100, game week 24 through to 43. But yeah, bit of a stinker at the end. Let's move on to Abhishek. You had a good last game week.
Yeah, I did. I did, but probably I have been having a decent amount of weeks in the double before as well, and the week before. So, thanks to the brilliant last 3 weeks, I finished much higher than I was expecting to finish in the season, because this time around with the template going on, nothing was working for me, and I thought last season I finished 405th. So I was thinking about maybe I'm going to finish in and around that rank. But it was a nice change. These last 3 weeks have been decent. So moving on to the final game week, took a -8, brought in Furlong, Timon, and who did I bring? Diangana. So 3 players I bring. Really happy with the Diangana 21 pointer. I thought that he was having a decent season overall, and he was always specifically towards the end of this back end of the season, he was continuously performing well, whether providing assists or getting into good decent positions. So I thought to myself that West Brom with one last push, because they haven't because Hull was in and around for that final playoff spot. So I thought, it would be decent. They will be attacked from the get-go. So Furlong could be decent, and so do Diangana. But Furlong transfer worked wonders. Diangana did not, but 4 points. I'm happy with it. but it was vice, so not so much in the end.
That's a blank.
Hutchinson was my
Yeah.
Hutchinson was my captain, which was nice. I mean, he did excellently in the double before on Game Week 45. So yeah, happy with Hutchinson, Armstrong, Adam Armstrong. You can't. I mean, I'm really disappointed to bench Walker Peters and start Timon or the Hull boys. In fact, I mean, but yeah. But from that, I think Davies got 6 points, Ladke got 6 points, Somerville got 2, Sargent 2, Carvalho 2, Philogene got 5. So 81 minus 8, so that's around about 73 points, which made me finish at 367th overall, which was decent after the rank I was in. I think I definitely halved my rank in 3 game weeks. So I finished the season on a high. So hopefully I can start the next season on a high as well. So yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, that's season 4 of Gaffr in the books. I can't believe it's been 4 seasons already. Let's actually, before we move on to the table prediction stuff, let's wrap up the other Gaffr bits. David, do you want to just talk about the mini league and who finished top of our Felix Memorial Cup? That's what we called it, right?
Can do that, yeah. Felix Memorial Cup season 2. It was now.
Yes.
So yeah, it was not that close in the standings really, because the first one that got first in our league was overall 6 in this game. Didn't really have a good last game week, so maybe he dropped a bit there. Actually, he was fourth actually before the last game week and got dropped 2 places. 5.3 game week rank. Okay, but yeah, he got 3,971 points, and the next one was 3,925. So quite a way up. So the winner of the Felix Memorial Cup Season 2 is Tommy Tveitaskog, which sounds very Norwegian to me, because I can say it.
Yeah, I think he's either Norwegian or Swede. I mean, because definitely he's Scandinavian, yeah. Scandinavian.
But
so,
if you read his team name, it's even more Norwegian because it's Navle Beskuende FC. It's like looking at your own like belly button. I don't even know if that's like what saying in other places in Norway.
It's so random.
I think it's like you just look at yourself and not like others. I don't know,
okay.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's Norwegian.
Fair enough.
So yeah, congratulations to him, and commiserations to Jaro61 and Albin Holmgren. That's probably Swedish actually. So yeah, and some pod listener. I think FPL Glasgow got the 10th in 56 overall ranks. Good, well done to him. Pemberton got 9th. Yeah, FPL Trini, I think we've seen. Gaffr Hoops.
Yeah.
So some known names here. And yeah, so we talked about like what the price should be, and we like talked about like should it be the same as last year. We probably should have talked about this earlier, but since the winner most likely is Norwegian or Swedish, so it wouldn't be a problem. We thought we could send over a trophy, like with some text, the winner of the league or whatever. We will write on that, and it's probably easy for me to send it in the post. So. I will figure something out and contact you on Twitter most likely if you're listening, or I can just send you a DM. But yeah, congratulations to Tommy.
Congrats, Tommy. Well done. A very good season indeed, finishing 6th overall.
Mm-hmm.
What about the Thursday Night Wars competition? Go on, Abhishek. Spill the beans.
EFL Fantasy, the official Gaffr Fantasy podcast, they won this time around, I think, by a margin of 2 points.
Really?
It wasn't more.
I thought it was. Was it 4?
Yeah.
Oh, let's get the final standings up.
Yeah, I think I updated it. Probably it's 2 points. They got 94, we got 92, something around like that. Man on Pod, we finished second. Man on Pod finished third. Community finished fourth. I mean, much like the Thursday night regular standings, if you're looking, not we play like head to head, but if you're going through regular standings, it's like that only. EFL Fantasy finished first with 3,714 points. We finished second with 3,671 points, so that's quite a gap. Third, Man and Pod finished third with 3,633 points, and the community team finished fourth with 3,352 points. So, in both the leagues, whether it's regular or head to head, this time around, Thursday night was champion is EFL Fantasy Pod. We couldn't defend our title, but we came close. Probably
Yeah.
due to our mistake only, we lost the title. But yeah, congratulations to them for winning the Thursday night wars, and hopefully next season on season 3, the Man on Board and the community team will put up a fight, much better fight because those two
We've been
they
streaking
need
ahead,
to,
haven't we, as an EFL Fantasy?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
those guys need to pull up their socks a bit more
Yeah.
to make it a challenging one. Otherwise, it will be a 2-horse race every time, which is extremely boring.
Cheeky.
Uh,
Yeah,
but
so
like,
hopefully
were they
the
like gunning for? Did they gun for overrank this season as well? How well did they do?
Man on Pod.
Yeah, no, the EFL pod. How high did they
Yeah,
finish in rank?
they again won the regular league like
But
last season.
how did they like finish in the real game? Like,
Uh,
I
they
can check
finished
actually.
in overall rank 164,
Ooh,
Okay.
and we finished 228th.
that's better than me. New.
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, they really have upped their game in terms of pod team as well as their personal ranks. I think they finished really high. So we, as a podcast and as our singular fan, we need to buckle up because this season we haven't done well. So hopefully next season we can have a better shot at it, both in terms of personally and in terms of pod team. So yeah, that's Thursday night was.
Cool. One last thing to mention on the general Gaffr season is the person who won Gaffr this season scored over 4,000 points, and I was just wondering if that's ever happened before. 4,000 points.
Sounds unlikely.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think that's happened before. But yeah, 4,012 points was the winning score. That's a lot of points to play for over a course of a season when you think like FPL is like 2,500 sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, one thing I can guess is that this season has been quite a high scoring one in the leagues. I mean, in the regular season because lots of lots of goals have been scored by most majority of the teams apart from Rotherham. I guess all the teams have scored really 50 plus goals. I think I was looking at the table. Everyone has scored in the goal front. Everyone has scored 50 goals or close to 50 goals, apart from Rotherham who scored 37. But everyone has scored a minimum of 44 plus goals. So this season has been a really high scoring one. So that's why I think.
He must have hit those boosts very well because like that's a lot of points. But actually, wasn't it at their point in the season that when he was like super far ahead, like 100 points or something? Because now it's just like the number 2 was like 3,993, and that's like not as far as back as I thought. Because
might have been mid-season. I think for the last third it was fairly close. I think.
yeah, because I think I remember when I checked
earlier.
the standings like mid-season, I was like way ahead, but like so it was close, I guess.
Yeah. Cool. Well, congratulations to Stephen Hurst for winning Gaffr this season as well. Yeah, that is our season 4 winner. And yeah, okay, let's have a look at our table predictions then from the very beginning of the season. This
We
everyone
have
predictable.
to.
Yeah, we have to. How I've scored it is however many places you score 1 point per place out you are for every team, and then you sum up all of the scores for all of the teams. Last year Abhishek won with a very, very impressive score of 86. Like, that is a very, very good score for this league, in my opinion. Then it was me on 118, then David on 128. This season, I can reveal, Abhishek was last with 126. And then David, we both improved on last season's scores, which is good. You improved by 20 points to get 108. And I improved by 16 points to finish on 102. So I won. But yeah, you can see the predictions that we had on the screen. Let's start with you, Abhishek. I mean, we all had. Let's just start with saying we all had some shockers of like over 10 places out. So there's no shame in that. That's inevitable in this league. But what did you get right? What did you get wrong this season?
Well, the top one I got right. The bottom one I got right.
Hey.
That's a pat on the that's a pat on the back. Apart from that, I think I got most of the teams, majority of them on the greener side. I got Swansea right. They finished 14th, which was I mean, wow. But apart from that, disappointed with Sunderland and Birmingham. Birmingham eventually got relegated, so I didn't expect Sunderland and Birmingham fortunes to drop off like that at the start of the season with the signings they made. I mean, we could short an entire episode on talking about Sunderland and Birmingham, what went wrong with them, but basically Sunderland, Birmingham didn't do well. Weirdly enough, I predicted Hull to be 19th, but Hull did wonders and finished 7th.
Yeah, we were all pretty bad with Sunderland, and we were all pretty bad with Hull. I think we all got 10 places wrong at least on both of those teams.
Yeah, I mean, we underestimated Hull and overestimated Sunderland. That's basically it. And then I overestimated Birmingham as well.
That's another one we all. David was 9 places out. I was 11. You were 13. I feel like at the start of the season, I'm not too disappointed about that prediction because the way they started the season was quite good. But we all know what happened there.
Yeah.
One thing I can see, like you have the most zero, like the most one spot on. Like you have the first, and you have Swansea right and Rotherham. So you have the most of those. Like at least we have like some shockers, some like spot on.
So you had 3 completely correct predictions. I had 2. David had 1. So yeah, that's good. That's impressive.
Yeah. I think. I mean, from 0 to 4th was 4 points. I have quite a few of them, which is interesting signs. Which is good sign of my prediction and of my seeing of the league and the teams as well. So which is good knowledge to me as well that I'm on the right track. But yeah, certain teams did do me under. I mean, I have to try. I mean, Norwich. I did not trust Norwich, Leeds, or Ipswich.
Leeds is your stinker there. I mean, Ipswich we can forgive. Again, we all vastly underestimated Ipswich. David did the best job with them, putting them 8th. But you put Leeds 11th. I did not vision the season that Somerville, the likes of Somerville, Noto, those people, those players had this season. I did not see that coming, but yeah, kudos to them for proving me wrong, I guess, and hopefully they can get promoted as well. So yeah, I think out of all the promoted sides, I predicted every one of them to be safe. And I think every one of them got saved. Yeah, nice.
So that's one thing, and that's the most important thing I can take of that. Yeah, and the likes of Sheffield Wednesday, Plymouth, and Ipswich. Ipswich promoted to the Premier League. So that's the real. Kudos to them for playing them. Kudos to McKenna. I mean, he's a decent enough manager in the English football. So hopefully they can stay up there and entertain us like they have been entertaining us this past season.
Yeah, it's an absolutely incredible achievement, isn't it, to go back to back, and really good footballing story just when you're competing with these parachute payment clubs that have done. I mean, if you look at the rest of the kind of top six, they're all teams that got relegated from the Premier League fairly recently, and there's just Ipswich in there, and it just shows what difference a good manager and a well-run club makes. So yeah, really impressed with them. I think the point where I thought it was where things turned for me and I thought they were favourites was when QPR beat Leeds 4-0, and then it meant that Ipswich only needed 5 points from their last 3 games to be guaranteed to go up automatically. So I think it was like a case of, if they could just win one of their games against Hull or Coventry, they would go into the last game of the season potentially not only needing a draw, and that's what they did. So incredible story, very well done to Ipswich. Anything else you want to say on your predictions, Abhishek, before we go on to David's?
I think I've covered it all.
Good stuff. David, you fared a bit better. You bettered last season's score. You're on average 4.5 places out per team. Why don't you tell us your thoughts?
I'm happy with that, actually. I'm not too far off you, which is like the benchmark, I guess. But at least this season. But I'm very happy with my top 5. I was like the only one that had a bit of faith in Norwich, for example. Those two places off was a bit like I could have got them a bit closer to you, with just like having faith in Leicester, but like had Leeds a bit higher. Sunderland, of course, not the best, but. I'm happy with at least getting those that you should at least try to get close to, because they are the best teams in the league, most likely. But also Ipswich, I think I was the one that had the highest as well, 6 places off. But I think I'm happy with that as well. Could have gotten a bit more spot on, but I think it's okay. I think I also see that I didn't have too many more than 10 places off. I see both of you have 12s and 13s and at least 11 and 12, but I had so Hull also way off. I don't know what we thought about that. Did we think they would suffer without this Stupinan or something? What was the thinking about that?
I don't really know. We probably underestimated Liam Senior as a manager, although the fact that he's got sacked is a shock to me. And we probably did just underestimate their squad a little bit. I mean, they did have a fantastic January as well in terms of signings. So, obviously we couldn't have factored that in at the time. So I think, we probably should have put them a little bit higher than we did. But, I think to put them top half would have been a stretch, I think.
No, I think the one that we predicted, it was before Philogene Bides came into the club.
Might have been,
And the whole lot of signings, because they only had and Dilip was not, and they saw Estepanian and all those guys. But before Philogene Bides had the season, at the start of the season, he had that run of form. We haven't, or we couldn't predicted that, because we haven't seen much of Philogene Bides, whether he was on for Aston Villa or for the other clubs. We haven't seen much of him. But kudos to him, kudos to Hull. But sadly, Hull has sacked their manager, so
I think it's crazy, to be honest.
What?
He has sacked.
Why?
He has been sacked, and weirdly enough, he has been nominated for the Championship Manager of the season. Although he will not win, but clearly
That's so stupid.
Every football fraternity thinks he has done a decent job, but
who are these owners? Why did they sack all those managers?
I mean, I think that the reasoning has gone that they had such a good squad that they should have got in the top 6 with that squad. But I don't think. I understand that reasoning, but I still think it's incredibly harsh, considering that their squad is good, but in comparison with the top 6, it's not vastly better than any of them. I'm not even sure it is. I'm not even sure it is better than any of them. They do have a fantastic attack, yes, but 7th is a very good season for Hull, and it's clear progression, and they've got a platform now to build on next season. So why get rid of any sort of stability and sack him?
Last season, where did they finish last season?
I can't remember, but it's bottom half, maybe 17th or something.
So they saved the relegation, and now they're expecting to that's too much high expectation. Much of like
They
Birmingham
just
City.
think they are on par with Ipswich. Like, so they're just like, we want to be like them.
Because sacking a manager who when a team is not doing particularly badly hasn't gone wrong at all at times this season. I can think of at least 2 examples, and I'm not going to say too much because there's a quiz question on it later. But I can think of some more examples of where teams have sacked managers when their team is doing quite well, and they've then tanked. So
I mean, they missed the playoffs by 3 points. They definitely improved on their points tally from last season. They definitely improved on their wins column. They were playing good, attractive brand of football. I mean, it's weird to get. I mean, it's bad enough to get a decent amount of manager in the especially in the championship. Case in point, Birmingham City. But I mean, when you have a good, decent enough manager who can get the best out of your young players at your upbringing, and most of them are young players. They have fully backed the manager in the transfer window. Yeah, I mean, he missed the playoffs by 3 points. Back him next season. If he again missed the playoffs, then I can get. Yeah, we have 3 seasons with you. You have got tentatively close towards the playoff season. We need to move on with fresh idea in place. But this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, last season he basically dragged them out of the relegation fight, saved them, and then this season they were playing decent enough football. But then
they didn't finish the season very well, I guess. Their playoff push kind of petered out quite badly. But managers go through bad runs, and I feel like I had more than enough credit in the bank to stay.
I mean, it's like what Premier League. If you don't get top 4, your manager gets sacked. I mean, it's like that. If you don't get playoffs, if you don't. I mean, that mentality is like that. So, I mean, that mentality can work in the Premier League because you're consistently fighting for the top 4. I mean, a lot of money is involved, but I don't think a lot of money is involved unless you go into the playoffs finals. Otherwise, I don't think you will get extra bonanza if you get into playoffs. I don't think that there is some sort of money tied up. Is there?
In the playoffs?
Yeah.
I think you're probably thinking the fact that they call the playoff final like the richest game in football, and that's just because of the Premier League money if you win it. I don't think there's any extra money for getting in the playoffs aside from just the placings. So
I think that's a more weird reason to sack a manager. But you don't get to playoffs. Sack them.
Yeah.
After just fully backing him one season, that's weird. But somebody's loss is somebody's gain. So hopefully he can find a decent enough job in the championship itself. And a lot of teams are looking for managers. So
he'll have plenty of takers, I'm sure. Any kind of top half team that doesn't start particularly well next season, he could be brought in for sure. Cool. Let's move on. In terms of my predictions, super quickly, then, I'm pretty happy with that overall in terms of beating last season. Sunderland was the real stinker. The fact that they didn't sign a proper striker, I probably should have put more weight to. So I had them in 4th. So that was a very, very poor prediction considering they finished 16th. And then we've mentioned the other ones. I've had similar poor predictions to the rest of you. Ipswich, I had in 12th. Birmingham, I had in 11th, and Hull, I had in 17th. In terms of other predictions, I'm quite happy with. Millwall was a bit of a stink as well in 6th. They were far away from the playoffs. They were in relegation trouble as well. That was a bad prediction. But the ones I'm quite pleased with, I'm quite pleased that I predicted Sheffield Wednesday and QPR to stay up because I think most people had them in their bottom 3. Although, admittedly, those survivals are largely down to managerial changes that went very, very well. That obviously I couldn't really foresee. So Danny Roll for Sheffield Wednesday and Cifuentes for QPR both did amazing jobs to keep them up. But and I had Huddersfield to go down, which I don't think many did as well either. So I'm quite pleased with those predictions. Aside from that, generally quite happy. A lot of 3s and 4s. I guess you're trying to avoid having your huge scores or having lots of 8s to 12s. So quite a lot of 3s and 4s across the board. Preston was quite a poor prediction. I had them as 18th, but they did quite well. So yeah, generally quite pleased with those predictions overall. But still some stinkers. Next year, try and break 100. I'm not sure whether it'll be possible, but yeah. Okay, it is quiz time. So last year there's a bit of a twist to the quiz. This year there's no such twist. I've just got 16 questions, of which there'll be 32 marks in total. So some of them will be requiring multiple answers. And yeah, nothing massively exciting in terms of like rounds. I'm just going to go through the 16 questions, but hopefully a decent level of difficulty and hopefully jog your memories in terms of what has happened in this championship season. And there are some Gaffr ones sprinkled in as well. So let's start with question 1. Which team ended Southampton's 22-game unbeaten run with a 3-1 home win in February? Which team ended Southampton's 22-game unbeaten run with a 3-1 home win in mid-February?
Are we like going through the answers at the end?
Yeah, cool. All at the end. Okay, have you guys written something down?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do question 2. There were 2 occasions this season where teams scored 6 goals in a game. Name them both. One of them beat Sheffield Wednesday 6-0 at home in March, and the other one beat Norwich 6-2 at home in September. Can you remember some of the more memorable games? David can't remember the memorable games of the season. Abhishek, you're on mute, mate. We can't hear
you. March one I can remember, but I have to remember that Norwich one. I mean, we all had a player that scored. No.
Ooh, what was the 2 games again you said versus?
So one beat Sheffield Wednesday 6-0 in March, so recent-ish. The other one beat Norwich 6-2 in September.
Oh, okay.
It's quite a long time ago.
And that one should have been remembered because
it's very interesting game. Very interesting game.
Yeah. That one should have been remembered.
I'll give you a little hint. It's not a top half team. That the Norwich one. Okay, question 3. Danny Roll did a fantastic job leading Sheffield Wednesday to safety. How many of their 15 wins came in the first half of the season? Now I'm going to give you, I think, half a point if you're out. No, I'm going to give you a point if you're 1 either side, and I'll give you a bonus second point if you get it spot on. So Danny Roll did a fantastic job leading Sheffield Wednesday to safety this season, but how many of their 15 wins came in the first half of the season?
Right. First half of the season.
Obviously, this one's just a guess. I'm not expecting you to know this.
And no,
it's an educated guess.
Yes.
Based off
or non-educated one, I guess.
Cool. This one's a tricky question. Good luck. Which Swansea player was the only outfield player to play every minute this season? At least I'm pretty sure he did. He played at least 90 every game. I didn't see if he got subbed off in injury time. But yeah, which Swansea player was the only outfield player to play every single minute this season?
Swansea players. I can't remember anyone.
Okay. Question 5. Which top half team actually conceded the joint most goals at home alongside Huddersfield? Which top half team actually conceded the most goals at home in the entire league alongside Huddersfield?
Top half?
The top half team that conceded a lot of home goals. Most in the league. Again, I'm not expecting to know, but you can have an educated guess, definitely.
Top half. Okay, repeat the question. Top half team?
Which top half team conceded the most goals at home in the league, in the entire league this season, alongside Huddersfield? They're joint with Huddersfield.
Okay.
All right. Question 6. Which Leicester player scored a hat-trick in their massive 5-0 win over Southampton in April? Which Leicester player scored a hat-trick in Leicester's massive 5-0 win over Southampton in April? It's quite a recent one.
Oh, April.
I think this is very gettable, if you can remember.
Yeah.
That's a big if.
Okay. Question 7 is a much easier question. Who was the highest point scorer in Gaffr this season with 333 points? Who was the highest point scorer in Gaffr this season with 333 points? Okay. Question 8. Who was the highest scoring goalkeeper in Gaffr?
That's a tricky one. That's a tricky
Question
one.
8. Who was the highest scoring goalkeeper in Gaffr?
Tricky one. You have asked us a tricky one.
It's difficult because I've just basically had 2 keepers whole season, so I just haven't paid attention to those 2. But like, I'm not sure if those are the ones.
Okay.
I'll run through all the questions at the end if you've got any gaps. If you want to.
Okay.
Okay. Question 9. Which Coventry player got sent off 3 times this season, including on the final day against Blackburn? I've changed my mind. When I said off when we weren't recording that I thought this might be slightly easier than last season. Actually, on reflection, I'm not sure it is.
Yeah, no, this is hard.
At least there are things you could kind of work out last time, because only every
because
team was
you could
used
like,
once.
you can just like at least do some calculating. But now it's just like all the answers in the world.
Okay. Repeat the question.
Which Coventry player got sent off 3 times this season, including on the final day of the season against Blackburn? So if there's anyone who has the recent memories of what happened just a week ago. Again, it's one you can put in an educated guess for.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Probably a defender.
Yeah.
Probably Coventry defender.
Yeah. I'm trying to make all of them as like educated. You can put educated guesses in.
Okay, I've done.
Question 10. Sammy Szmodics was the league's top scorer with 27 goals, saving Blackburn from relegation. 2 Blackburn players were the next highest scorers on just 5 goals each. Name either of them. Sammy Szmodics was the top scorer with 27 goals, saving Blackburn from relegation. There were 2 players tied on 5 goals each, the next highest scorers. Name either of them.
Okay.
Because obviously, if I was going to ask you who's the top scorer this season, it'd be a bit easy.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have minded that question.
Yeah, either top scorer or the number of goals. Second best. I'm forgetting his name. I'm confusing his name. I'm confusing his name with another attacker. Come on. Okay, got it.
I hope you're not Googling in the background there, Abhishek.
No. I'm not Googling. I'm just looking. I'm confused between
list of Blackburn players.
a Norwegian guy. Yeah, I'm confused with. Is it the Norwegian guy or the Swede guy? I'm confused with that.
All right, let's go on to question 11. Who scored Ipswich's dramatic 97th minute winner against Southampton on Easter Monday to take them top of the table? Now, come on, guys. This is one of the most important, biggest moments of the season. At least one of you can get this. believe in you. Who scored Ipswich's dramatic 97th minute winner against Southampton on Easter Monday to take them top of the table?
Is that the new signing that is signed in January?
I'm not telling you.
Yeah.
What's his name? I'm forgetting his name.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish I was Googling Ipswich players.
You can't Google, mate.
Try and
No.
find it.
I'm writing the name of that
Okay.
guy.
Okay. All right.
No,
I'm writing with this.
no, that's the wrong one, but yeah, my notepad
It's on the
is
tip of his tongue. It's on the tip of his tongue. All right. Question 12. Which player surprisingly, keyword surprisingly, finished as Huddersfield's top goal scorer this season? Surprisingly.
Okay, done. And I know that.
Which player surprisingly finished as Huddersfield's top goal scorer this season? I think Abhishek's got this one. Okay. I've got two longer questions that have multiple answers. So I'm going to leave. I've actually got it written next, but I'm going to move that to the end. I'm just going to do two more questions, and then I've got two long questions that will give you many marks. So question 13. Of the teams that were relegated to League One, which player scored the most Gaffr points? From the teams relegated to League One, which player scored the most Gaffr points this season? So from Rotherham, Birmingham and Huddersfield, essentially.
What were the teams? Rotherham, Huddersfield, and
Birmingham.
Birmingham.
Done.
Cool. Question 14. Who were the only two defenders from bottom half teams to score over 200 Gaffr points? 1 point for each. Who were the only two defenders from bottom half teams to register over 200 Gaffr points this season?
So we have to write two defender names, right?
Yep, from bottom half teams. Okay. Right. We're going to go to our first of the two long questions. So, there were 6 teams that changed managers more than once this season. So, had 3 managers, and in one of the team's cases, 4 managers throughout the season. What I want you to do, I'm going to give you a bit of time for this. I'm sure I'll kind of do some editing to make it not boring for the listeners. And listeners, pause the video at this point and start writing down. So yeah, I want to know the 6 teams that changed managers more than once last season. And I want to also, for each of those teams, for you to name the manager that started the season at each of those clubs. So, and you're going to get half a point for the team, half a point for the manager. So 6 teams and the managers that started the season. I hope that was clear.
So yeah.
All right, final question. I want the top 10 players for assists this season, please. Write them in order, and you're going to get half a point for if they're in the top 10, and a full point if you put them in the right place. Top 10 players for assists.
Assist maker. Okay. assist.
So I reckon there's plenty of points up for grabs here. Hopefully a bit easier. Cool. Right, I'm going to fly through the questions quickly again for the benefit of the listeners if you've got any gaps, quick fire. So I'm not going to pause between them. So, question 1. Which team ended Southampton's 22 unbeaten run with a 3-1 home win in February? Question 2. On 2 occasions this season, teams scored 6 goals in a game. Name both teams. One of them beat Sheffield Wednesday 6-0 at home in March, and the other one beat Norwich 6-2 at home back in September. Question 3. Danny Röhl did a fantastic job leading Sheffield Wednesday to safety, but how many of their 15 wins came in the first half of the season? And I'm giving a half a point if you are one either side. Question 4. Which Swansea player was the only outfield player to play every minute this season? Question 5. Which top half team actually conceded the most goals at home in the entire league alongside Huddersfield? Question 6. Which Leicester player scored a hat-trick in their massive 5-0 victory over Southampton in April? Question 7. Who is the highest Gaffr point scorer this season with 333 points? Question 8. Who is the highest scoring Gaffr goalkeeper? Question 9. Which Coventry player got sent off 3 times this season, including on the final day against Blackburn? Question 10. Sammy Szmodics was the top goal scorer with 27 goals this season, saving Blackburn from relegation. Their next highest scorers were 2 players tied on 5 goals each. Name either of them. Question 11. Who scored Ipswich's dramatic 97th minute winner against Southampton on Easter Monday to take them top of the table? Question 12. Which player surprisingly finished as Huddersfield's top goal scorer this season? Emphasis on the word surprisingly. Question 13. Which player scored the most Gaffr points from the teams that got relegated to League One? Question 14. Who were the only 2 defenders from bottom half teams to register over 200 Gaffr points? 1 point for each. And then the 2 longer questions. Question 15. Which teams changed manager more than once last season? There were 6 teams. And name the manager that started the season at each of those 6 clubs. And finally, who are the top 10 players with the most assists? Write them in order. Half a point if they're in the top 10, another half point if you put them in the right place. Okay, let's do some answers. So question 1, which team ended Southampton's 22-game unbeaten run with a 3-1 win? What did you guys put?
Yeah, go on, Dave.
I have no idea. I put Huddersfield.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's Bristol, isn't it?
Bristol City is the correct answer. Well done, Abhishek.
Wow.
Huddersfield were the game before that, and Southampton won 5-3, but they were 2-0 down.
Yeah.
If that's maybe what was in your memory.
I think so, yeah.
That was in my mind as well when I was thinking about this question. But well done, Abhishek. That's very well remembered. 1 point to you. Cool. Question 2. The 2 teams that scored 6 goals in a game this season. So what about the team that beat Sheffield Wednesday 6-0?
Ipswich.
What did you put, David?
Yeah, Leicester.
Ipswich is correct. And what about the team that beat Norwich 6-2?
Yeah, it's Plymouth. I mean, Whittaker hat-trick won that game.
Plymouth is the correct answer. Very good. Very good.
Whittaker hat-trick won.
Nicely done. Okay. Sheffield Wednesday. Danny Röhl did a fantastic job leading Sheffield Wednesday to safety. How many of their 15 wins came in the first half of the season? What did you guys put?
2.
Okay, David.
I put 12 in the start, but I didn't really hear the question right. So the second time around, I went with 9. That's probably a bit too high.
Yeah, so what I was hoping you guys would at least remember is that Sheffield Wednesday started really, really badly. It was only 4 wins, so you're just outside, I'm afraid, Abhishek. You were just outside the threshold. But to be fair, I think it's like they only won 1 in their first 18, 19 games or something, then they won 3 and 4.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That I think 1 probably after Röhl came another 1, but yeah.
So yeah, it's a good guess, Abhishek, but just outside, unfortunately. So yeah, I'll accept. So half a point if you put 3 or 5, full point if you put 4. But yeah, bit of a mean question because nobody's going to just know that. Okay, the Swansea player that was the only outfield player in the league to play every minute this season.
I put Rushworth, but I'm confused.
Isn't he the goalkeeper? Isn't he a goalkeeper?
Yeah.
It's an outfield player. Outfield.
Oh,
I was like, I couldn't even remember.
Outfield. I thought goalkeeper is also an outfield.
Sorry, that might be a language thing. If you were to guess, I'll give you another go to guess. Abhishek, another Swansea player.
Probably Patterson.
No, Matt Grimes is the correct answer.
I couldn't even remember like any players from Swansea. I just went Kyle Naughton, but I didn't even play there anymore.
Okay. I mean, at least you wrote something down. That's better than writing nothing down.
Is it though? It's just tragic.
Okay, next question. Which top half team conceded the most goals at home in the league this season alongside Huddersfield? So, can you think of a top half team that was a bit leaky at home?
Yeah, probably West Brom.
No, they're one of the best defences in the league.
I put Stoke because I can remember who was like top half, but not like
David,
the best.
Come on, they were comfortably bottom half.
Yeah.
The answer is Preston.
I did think about it actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think if I was asked that question, I would have guessed Norwich, but Preston was the answer.
Yeah.
I just thought they didn't like get letting that many goals, but they probably did.
Okay, this is probably a much more gettable question. The Leicester player that scored a hat-trick in the 5-0 win against Southampton.
Yeah, is it Fatawu? The other...
Fatawu is the correct answer. What did you put, David?
Yeah.
Let's go!
Well done, David. Yeah,
1 point, let's
is
go.
the correct answer.
Oh,
well done.
That's like a big let off for me. I don't finish with 0 points because like looking at the last half of this thing is like not good.
Okay, what about the highest scoring Gaffr points scorer in the whole game? That should be.
Oh, it's Somerville.
David, what do you put?
Oh, really? I went to Sprill.
Somerville is the correct answer. Unlucky.
Why?
And the highest scoring goalkeeper.
Okay,
I can't remember any goalkeepers.
Yeah, I mean, why didn't I think of... I thought of the West Brom goalkeeper because I think my answer will be Parma. But now I'm getting confident because they're the best defense. So yeah, I think Palmer should be the one.
Palmer is
just guess.
Palmer is the one.
Guess, yeah.
Palmer is the correct answer. Well done.
Guess.
But yes, West Brom were one of the probably the best defenses.
I mean, imagine I put Parma in, and I have also put West Brom in. The most best.
Yeah, there's two very contradicting answers there. Yes. Okay.
My thinking was probably Parma got decent enough save points.
Maybe, yeah.
And half
You don't get the most points in for a keeper with save points, unfortunately. But like, yeah, it logic kind of worked.
The Coventry player that got sent off 3 times this season, including on the final day against Blackburn. So name a Coventry defender.
Yeah, I put Thomas, but don't know. Probably Thomas because he was on a frenzy to get red cards.
Or did you put anything, David?
Yeah, I can remember in defenders I would Ben Chief, but like he was one of the best players, and that was like the only player I could remember apart from the strikers and Torp. So yeah,
the answer was Liam Kitching. He got sent off 3 times. Okay, Sammy Schmaldix was the top goal scorer with 27 goals, and no one else really contributed to the goal scoring charts for Blackburn. But who were the 2 tied on 5 goals each? Can you name just one of them? You only need one of the 2 because it's obviously mean to ask for both, even though this quiz is already mean.
Gallagher I put.
Okay, what did you put, David?
I put Gallagher, but I couldn't remember any other like attacker, so I took the player that I could remember has played attack for
To be fair, I probably would have guessed Gallagher too. However,
I put Brereton because I couldn't remember anyone else. But
I was confused between Gallagher and Sigurdsson because probably Gallagher or Sigurdsson or both of them should have gotten goals because other than Smodics, these two have popped up on the scoring sheets.
But Abhishek, you were only having one answer here, so.
No, I was telling. I was confused between Gallagher or Sigurdsson, but my answer is Gallagher.
Okay, fair enough. The answers are Tyrese Dolan and Arne Sigurdsson. I'm afraid it's unlucky, Abhishek. Nearly. I felt Dolan was guessable, but Gallagher was, a totally fair guess, and I probably would have guessed that as well.
I mean, the names that you mentioned, Dolan, Sigurdsson, and Gallagher, these are three names that pop up your mind, apart from Smodics, to do something attacking-wise. So, yeah.
Okay. Who scored Ipswich's 97th minute winner against Southampton?
I've written that Egyptian guy, Al Hamadi, Egyptian or Algerian, whoever it is.
Yeah, Alhamdi, yeah. David?
Yeah, I didn't put that one. I can remember, so I put Davis because that was.
So it was the player that was on the tip of Abhishek's tongue. The West Brom, the signing from West Brom in January. It was Sarmiento. Sarmiento.
Yes. So the other January signing.
The other January signing, yes. Okay, which player surprisingly finished as Huddersfield's top goal scorer this season?
I put Sauber Thomas, but I know it's wrong.
You didn't put enough emphasis on the surprising. David?
Yeah.
I thought you would get that one because I think you had him in your team at some point, didn't you? I couldn't remember, so I put Sauber Thomas as well, and I put it in parentheses because I knew it was wrong. Like it was that player. I couldn't remember even the first letter even, but like
it's on it's another one that's on the tip of David's tongue. It's Mikael Helik. The centre back with 9 goals.
9 goals.
9 goals. So centre back, and he was the top goal scorer.
That's crazy.
It says a lot.
It says not about the team, not about him, I guess.
What about the player that scored the most Gaffr points from the teams that got relegated to League One?
I put Stanisfield.
I don't know if these are even in the teams, but I put Conway and Ugbo because I think they played for bad teams.
David, Conway plays for Bristol City, and Ugbo plays for Sheffield Wednesday. Come on. Sauber Thomas is the correct answer.
No.
I thought you might get that one. What about the 2 defenders in the bottom half teams to score over 200 points? If you've been looking at your Gaffr points totals across the course of the season, I'm hoping this will jog your memory.
Yeah, I put Hoover and Andrews of Watford.
Okay. David?
I couldn't remember any defenders, man. I put Timon because that was the only one I can remember.
Okay, the answers were Kenneth Parl, QPR, and Hoover. So 1 point to Abhishek for getting Hoover. Well done.
Yeah, QPR defender. I totally forgot about QPR defender.
Yeah, because Kenneth Parl, I just kept seeing him near the top. I'm like, what's he doing up there? How's he doing so well? But yeah. Okay, so I would like the 6 teams that changed manager more than once this season, and the manager that started the season at each club. So, David, what teams did you put down?
Birmingham, Watford, Sunderland, Blackburn, Millwall, and Swansea.
Okay, yeah. There's a couple of right answers in there. Did you put
really?
What managers did you put down?
I couldn't remember who was before Rooney, but I put that was the name I can remember was Mowbray, but I don't know if that was the right one. And I put that Munoz guy, but I can remember who he was managing.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Abhishek, what did you put down?
I put down Plymouth, Stoke, QPR, Sheffield Wednesday, Watford, and Blackburn.
Okay, you didn't do quite as well there, Abhishek, on that question. Obviously, all these managers did, all of these teams did sack their managers, but only once, a lot of them.
Yes.
So, the correct answers were, I'll do the teams and managers together. So, Huddersfield, So they sacked Neil Warnock first. So Neil Warnock is the manager answer. And then this isn't an answer to the quiz, but then they brought in Darren Moore, who later got sacked after only a few months in charge. And then Birmingham is the next correct answer, which I should have, I expected everyone to get, hopefully, because obviously they sacked John Eustace. So John Eustace is the answer as the person that started the season, and then obviously Wayne Rooney came in and he got sacked. Millwall is the third team. And Gary Rowett is the correct answer in terms of the manager. They brought in Joe Edwards, and then he got sacked, and Neil Harris came in.
Sunderland, I totally forgot about Sunderland.
Yes, Sunderland is another one of the answers. Yeah, Tony Mowbray was the manager answer. He got sacked, and then they brought in Michael Beale, and then he didn't do well at all, and was soon sacked as well. Rotherham, they sacked Matt Taylor. In came whoever came in has slipped my mind. I looked at this earlier, but I can't remember who it was. And then that manager got sacked, and Steve Evans came in just for the last few games. Is that 5 of them? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one, Plymouth, which you did say, Abhishek. Steven Schumacher got headhunted by Stoke, so that was the correct answer in terms of the manager. And then Ian Foster, who took over, he got sacked with a few games left in the season.
Okay.
So those are your answers for that one.
So I got how many points?
So you get half a point per team and half a point per manager.
Okay.
So Birmingham, Sunderland, and Millwall were one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I only got 1 point. Yeah.
1 point.
Because I only got Plymouth right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have. Yeah, cool. So I only got 1. Okay.
Okay, and lastly, the top 10 assisters in the league, please. David, I'm going to start with you. What's your list of 10?
Okay, so I put Dewsbury Hall, Davies, Philogene Bides, Somerville, Furlong, Armstrong, Mavididi, Sarah, Carvalho, Chaplin.
Okay, decent effort. Abhishek?
Okay, so my ranking is Somerville, Davis, Sarah, Adam Armstrong, Dewsbury Hall, Rutcher, Walker Peters, Dan James, Philogene Bides, and Mavididi. Okay,
the correct answers are, again, a decent effort. The correct answers are, in order, Leif Davis, number 1, Rutter, number 2, Dewsbury Hall, number 3, Fataru, number 4, which surprised me. But yeah, Fataru, number 4, 13 assists. Adam Armstrong, number 5, joint, actually, because he also got 13. So actually, if you got Armstrong in either 4 or 5, give yourself the extra half mark. Sarah, number 6. Azaz, number 7. Surprised me. But you got a lot of them at Plymouth, I guess. Sorba Thomas, number 8. Nice. Somerville, number 9. And Ayling, number 10. Luke Ayling, of all people. That surprised me as well.
Okay, so got 0.5 only.
No, you got more than that, Abhishek, right?
When I got the names right, few of quite a lot.
Yeah, you get half a point per name. Half a point per name.
Okay, name per rank, right?
Yeah.
In terms of rank, I only got 0.5 because in terms of name, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, also, sorry. In terms of ties, if you put Somerville, Thomas, and Ayling all got 9. So if you got any of those 3 in between 8 and 10, you also get the bonus mark. So even if you were different in order I read out.
What is it?
If you put Sorba Thomas, Somerville, or Ayling in any of the spots 8 to 10, you get the bonus mark because they all got the same. Same with Fataru and Armstrong, they were joint. So if you put either of them in 4 or 5.
Okay, what place was Davis again?
First.
Okay.
Okay, and then when you're ready, tot up your scores. And I'm very sorry it was difficult. The questions always seem easier when you're researching them, I feel. Maybe I need to just bear in mind it's not that easy.
The second question one, we got a point each for each team, right?
Yeah.
How many points did you get for like the teams in question 15 was a half a point per team?
5.
Yeah.
Because I only got right Plymouth. Yeah, so 11. I got 11.
Okay. Not too bad.
I got 5.
Okay. Well,
I think that's better than
tough
last
quiz.
year. I think I got two last year.
Really? Oh gosh. Yeah, it's a tough quiz. It was a tough quiz.
Yeah, I got more than 11 last season. But it's
That was well
11.
done, Abhishek. Compared to, I think you did very much better than last season.
Yeah, you recalled some good stuff there. But yeah, do let us know in the comments how you did. If anyone, I bet there'll be some people who follow it really, really uber closely, who have got good scores. We shall see. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the quiz, even though it's quite difficult.
Yeah, just clarify the point system once again. 14, 15.
So for the managers one, half a point per team you got correct. Half a point per manager you got correct. And for the assists question, half a point if you named someone in the top 10 correctly, and another half point if you got them in the right position. It's obviously the much more difficult thing. Yeah. All right. And so, yeah, that brings us to the end of the quiz. And yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Just before we finish, a couple of, I guess, things to mention. Gaffr have told us there's going to be a Euros game, which is very exciting. I will probably play. I was kind of going to have a fantasy break, but anything that the Gaffr guys do, I struggle to say no to. So I'm probably going to give it a go. And the other thing,
play, but I don't think we're gonna do any content.
Yeah, probably not. I don't think we'll do content. Yeah. But the other thing as well, which is quite interesting, is that they may have put a little teaser out that there may be an app coming next season. Maybe. The reason I say this is because they said they've got big plans for next season, and someone commented underneath app ? And the reply was a very mysterious GIF. And so maybe they've got an app coming, which I must say, I mean, for the kind of hardcore players, it's fine. We're not that bothered about there being a website, but in terms of growing the game and making it into something that not just a few thousand people sign up to, but getting 10, doubling the player base, tripling the player base, and getting more and more fans of the championship involved, an app would go a long way towards doing that. So that's potentially exciting, and I don't know what other exciting plans they've got, but I'm looking forward to finding out. So yeah, anything you guys want to finish on before we say goodbye for this season?
Yeah, I think hopefully you guys are playing the Super League game as well. Probably I don't think we're gonna have an end of season review of the Super League 1. But probably we straight away jump into next season's content whenever we record the Super League 1. If we get time, we can do a record, but I'm not giving a surety on it because I don't think we will be able to record a Super League 1 before the start of the next season. And I think we have seen another manager increase from last season, so which is good to see for the global Gaffr community and the Super League community as well. So I would urge more and more people to come and play the championship games, because apart from Joel, I can't even watch championship games. We only watch highlights. but we're still playing in our 5th season. So it's not that hard of a game. Just follow the FL Fantasy Guys podcast, the Man on Podcast, and our podcast, and there are several others. You can follow and play the game. You don't need hardcore knowledge to play this Gaffr game, community Gaffr game, whether it's a Super League game or the Championship game. So we'd love to have more people playing, more involvement in the community, and love to have the community much more grow.
Yeah.
Season already has grown already, so hopefully more and more people will come.
Yeah, it's a game that is the game that got me into the Championship really properly, which is great, and I've really enjoyed following it the last 4 seasons. It's such a crazy league. There's some good football, and I think the fact that like a Norwegian guy and an Indian guy not only play the game on an English second tier league, but also will do a pod about it is very telling, actually, in terms of how good the game is. And how good the league is. Because, you know, there are lots of English people who are very avid football fans who don't follow the Championship and will just follow the Premier League and the Champions League. But yeah, so a great job from all of the from the two creators of Gaffr who've run the game again, and done a brilliant job, as they always do, with putting this game together and making it exciting and engaging for all of us. And yeah, as you mentioned, there's the FL Fantasy guys doing a great job putting out that consistent content every single week that we just aren't really able to do. So top job to those guys as well, and everyone else who's contributed to the community, be it other content creators, people who've been running tournaments like Pemberton and Gaffr, people in the group chats, and just engaging in discussion around it. It all just helps grow the game, make the game better, and hopefully we will have more of the same next season. It's been great. It's been great fun again this season, as it always is. So, any final words, or should we leave it there?
I think it's done.
We'll see you all very, very soon. Thank you for all your support and for watching and listening this season. And
enjoy the break.
Enjoy the summer. Enjoy the Euros. We'll be back soon. So it's goodbye from me.
Ha det bra.
Namaste.